The best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.
Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy, we are live in New York at Comedy Central for the MTV Video Music Awards. Also this week, the second week of the U.S. Open. You can see her on the USA Network doing commentary for that very same U.S. Open. Please welcome Tracy Austin.
How you doing, guys?
Can I ask, how old are you now?
Oh, wow, you just get right to it.
Right to it.
Because,
What a way to start an interview.
Because everybody remembers Tracy Austin as little 16-year-old Tracy Austin.
And you know what? That was a long time ago. I'm 38 years old.
No.
Yeah, see, the thing is, people are always going to know I won the Open, youngest ever at 79 at 16, so I guess they'll always be able to figure it out.
Tracy, you still sound very young.
Oh, I do?
You sound like you're 17 or 18, yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to keep your legacy alive, Tracy, because when I play, and I started 3 years ago. I've been trying to work on my game. I wear the suits and the socks with the little things on the back. The little.
Oh, I've got to come to Atlanta and see that.
The cotton balls.
That must look awesome with your hairy legs.
It's great. It's a really good look.
Hey, when you were back, when you were 16 years old and you were, the big draw, was there any pressure on you to be sexy, the same way that they have kind of wanted to market Anna Kournikova?
Wait, you think that Kournikova is like that because the WTA tells her to be like that?
Oh, no. I don't think he's saying that.
I would never imply that at all.
Yeah, I mean, the WTA wants you to play tennis, and they want you to win, and they want you to play their events. Kournikova was sexy when she was 9 years old. I mean, she just happens to be a beautiful young woman who is in the top 10 in the world for a lot of the time in the last couple of years, and is beautiful, and that men like to watch play tennis. And I think she's great for the game because there are a lot of people that are watching because of Kournikova that aren't just tennis addicts like Barnes, I guess.
Okay, but the WTA would also silently like to sell some seats without coming out and saying.
They certainly don't frown on her doing those spreads.
Wow.
I mean,
Don't you think?
I mean, come on, no, seriously.
No, I think, I think the fact of the matter is that every sport that you want to have publicity and you want to have marketing. But, I mean, the fact that the WTA tells her to be sexy, that's stretching it.
No. They don't tell her, but I don't think they dissuade her from.
I mean, I think Anna Kournikova is believe you me, there's nobody out there that's going to tell Anna Kournikova what to do. I'm telling you, nobody.
I think
Anna's the way Anna is, and the WTA works with it, and she's great for the game. And you're right. I mean, she's great, and then there's the Williams sisters who love to do the covers of Vogue magazine, and this, that, and the other thing. And I think all of that is terrific for the game. And Hingis is very cute. A lot of people like to watch her, but she's also number one in the world. And what's most important to Martina is to win tennis matches, to win titles.
My question was really to you was, when you were 16 playing, was there as much attention focused on the marketing of you and how it affected tennis as it is now?
Well, I think yes, in a different way. Marketing to me is the person, the personality, and getting to know that person. And that's why women's tennis right now is so interesting, because we know who Venus is. We know who Serena is because they go on these talk shows. When I was 16 and won the U.S. Open, I think people pretty much knew who I was. I was a pretty normal kid who went to public school, who happened to win the U.S. Open, came from a normal family. My dad had his own job, and that I was kind of more like Lindsay Davenport or Mary Jo Fernandez, an all-American kid.
We're talking to Tracy Austin, a tennis legend. Now, Tracy, you always have seemed pretty grounded at the height of your success, winning all those championships at an early age. Was it ever overwhelming to you?
Overwhelming means sometimes I was exhausted, yes. Overwhelming, like, got too much. I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah,
no.
Did you ever think you needed to bow out because you just couldn't handle the pressure? Did you ever feel like you wanted to pull a Mariah Carey?
You know what? Actually, no. I didn't get like that. I think the key is the people that are around you and being grounded, and that all comes from your family.
I was fortunate enough this year to go to Wimbledon for the first time ever, and I saw your name, and I was looking at all the past champions. It's pretty cool that you won Wimbledon with your brother, first of all.
It was just so cool. I mean, that was something that I never thought about as a kid, and we entered. I didn't want to enter that time because we had played the year before and lost first round, and I didn't enjoy the guy poaching and slamming balls at me, and so John, my older brother, said, let's just try one more time, and we really scraped through so many matches, and most of our family was there watching. So of all my tournaments, that's probably the most emotional win because it was so unexpected and just so great to be able to win with him.
And that's such a classy tournament and atmosphere. And then you look at somebody that goes in there, a competitor, and someone who could come in there and get booed and really get no support from the crowd, which is I mean, pretty rare. You don't see it that often, but you do see it with Venus Williams. And as I was on that stadium court watching
Wimbledon?
At Wimbledon,
really?
the people just, I mean, they want her not to win. And she comes out there with that chip on her shoulder, like it's her against the world, and it becomes that. I mean, what's her problem?
Well, I think, Richard has done a great job in marketing these kids and marketing Venus and Serena and getting them to both top 10 in the world. But sometimes I think he does do them a disservice by so much controversy because he'll make wild statements and maybe the girls don't feel the way that Richard feels, but it kind of leaks down to the girls when they're on the court. I mean, the big one that I remember was at Indian Wells this year when Venus pulled out 4 minutes before 6 when there was going to be live television, and nobody, the WTA, the TV, nobody knew that there was an injury the entire day, so nobody was prepared. And, that is, in my opinion, I'll be strong about that. It's disrespectful to the circuit because you know that you have tendonitis of the knee at 10 o'clock in the morning. So let everybody kind of know, okay, there might be a problem tonight. Pete might have to play a little earlier for the crowd. I mean, you've got a crowd of 10,000 people paying. You got to make sure that they have a good show. We're entertainers. So sometimes, then the next day, of course, they booed Serena tremendously, and she still won. She was very strong, and that must have been tough. But again, in my opinion, they made their bed because at 4 minutes to 6, it's inappropriate to pull out and have nobody know.
That is weak.
The women's game has never seen something like a Venus, have they? I mean, the power that she brings out there on the court? The
power and the strength and the movement and the height. Everybody before at 6'1" didn't move very well because they weren't that agile, and they had that advantage of the height, but now all of a sudden Venus comes along, uses that advantage on her serve and tracking down shots, and then she also can move extremely well, change directions extremely well. It's tough to get a ball by her. So Serena and Venus have raised the level of the bar, or raised the bar for tennis because they hit so much harder. And now in the last year, especially Venus has gotten a lot more consistent with her game, especially on the forehand and the serve.
Has McEnroe mellowed out over the years?
Yeah. Oh, just yesterday he mellowed out.
Just yesterday, sure. Was it easy to make the transformation to being a color commentator? Did you have to go to like those schools where they put you through drills to learn how to do it?
I don't know. Which school is that?
Well, athletes, but athletes always, when they go into the booth, a lot of times the networks will help train them and will send them to broadcast schools to help, because...
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of anybody going to those. So and that's the hard part. You're kind of I actually was thrown into it at a very young age. I defaulted from a tournament. And, I love it. I really love it. And I love the fact that USA does over 90 hours at the U.S. Open because you really get the feel of the event. And you start on the first Monday, first ball hit at 11 o'clock, and we go through all the way the second Thursday. And actually the women's doubles final the second Sunday. So if you're a fan, I guess like Barnes, you're a real fan, you really get the feel of the whole event because you're seeing all the matches, you're seeing how the person plays throughout the whole event. Like an Andre Agassi, you're not just seeing him from the quarters on.
Tracy Austin, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure meeting you, and we'll watch you on the USA Network the rest of the week with the U.S. Open coverage on USA.
Okay, thanks, guys.
The best of the Morning X. 99X.
The Sean Ryan Show presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of The Sean Ryan Show.
September 11th happens. What is the first thing that went through your head?
September 12th, I'm going back in the military.
Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How do you cope? Just learning how to find a new normal.
One of the most tragic events in American firefighter history. You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life. You have these horrible experiences, yes, but you can do something with them for the greater good.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.